So yesterday we talked about not being alone, and we talked about ourselves winning this, should we say, battle for the mantle of responsibility. And I'll explain that in a minute. Today what I want to talk about is the next phase. Today what I want to talk about is your purpose, your mission here. Some of you may know that. That's excellent. I will never try to tell you what your mission or your purpose is. You must decide yourself. Some of you may still be a little bit confused. So I would like to begin in the place where you feel alone. Is it not curious that there are roughly around 33,000 people in this group, and a lot of us have had this feeling of being alone? I would like to suggest a reason why. The reason why you may have felt alone is because we have been dotted all around the planet so that when this time happens, our impact and our light can shine and encompass the entire globe. Now some of you may say, well, of course, James, but your light reaches all corners of the galaxy anyway. I understand. But for our mission here in the physical, in this matrix of reality, in this place of being that we are in, it's important for us to reach every corner of the globe, to reach every aspect, every place on Earth. So okay, we've kind of discussed that we may be reaching all around the globe now. The question is, what is coming? When I said I believe we have already won, that does not mean our job is over. It actually means our job is just beginning. Now what you'll notice is that we've gone from the coronavirus all the way into an entirely new thing now. I'm not going to talk about that in this video because we must raise our perspective above that. Sorry, you see how this is a higher plane of thinking that I must come from. We must put ourselves above that and look down at what is happening. Doesn't mean we put ourselves above it in some kind of hierarchical way. It means that we put ourselves above it to see what's actually happening. Okay? Our next, if I may say, you will make sure if this is right for you or not, our next portion of our mission, of our journey, is going to be to then usher in the love. Okay? There is going to be a lot of anger. There is going to be a lot of upset. There are going to be a lot of people that feel like their entire lives have been a lie. Okay? A lot of people are going to feel like they have lived with this identity that was not even true. And not because we say it or anybody else says it, because they say it's not true. Because they realize the truth. They realize that they may have been controlled. They realize that they may have been manipulated. They realize that they may have existed in a world that was not as rosy and as beautiful as they thought it was. Now, we know for a fact, or at least I know for a fact that this world has corners of it and the light is shining as bright as it ever has. And now it's time for us to bring that into the people. Now, I mentioned a word called the mantle of responsibility. And I also mentioned that you are dotted around the world for a reason. For the people in this group, if you have not already considered this, I would like you to consider that you are a leader. Even if you do not think you have the qualities of a leader, or you do not think that you are able to be a leader, I would like you to consider it for two reasons. Number one, the qualities and skills of a leader are learnable. You can learn the skills of a leader: communication, compassion, understanding, being able to involve people in your decisions, as well as trying to provide a solution to people, letting people decide for them what matters and what doesn't matter. That to me is the qualities of a good leader. That may not be true, that might be true. Again, you'll have to make your own mind up. That is how this works. So what I would like you to think or to consider is that you are a leader. Now the next thing that comes is, says, okay, James, well, if you say that I'm a possible leader, well, what do I do with that information? How do I lead people? How do I begin to do something that seems so monumental? My advice is to start with one person at a time. All you have to do is play the 5% rule. And this is where your sacred boundaries come in. Play the 5% rule. If somebody is in your life and they are worried, in fear, terrified, upset, scared, or have no idea what is coming, play the 5% rule. Say to them, hey, have you considered that perhaps things are going to get better? Have you considered perhaps that behind the scenes, from what you see on the media, from what you see everywhere else, that things might be a little bit different going on behind the scenes? Teach them love. Teach them how to come from love. Express your love to them and help them to perhaps see that there is a way of being that is truly beautiful. Why did I say the 5% rule? If they attack you, if they say to you that it's a load of BS or a load of crap, then stop. Always nurture your sacred boundaries. Always love yourself enough to then protect yourself so you may then move on to the next person. Okay? This is what the mantle of responsibility is. It's taking responsibility for what is happening in the world. That is why I came here. Why did you come here? Okay, are you a leader? Are you somebody who's going to change the world? Anyway, I'll leave this video here. Some thoughts for you. If you want to carry on the discussion down below, drop a comment. I'll try and get back to as many of you as I possibly can. I love all of you. The time of the light is coming. Does not mean the dark was wrong. We needed the dark to understand the light. We needed that polarity. We needed that contrast. So I love the light. I love the dark. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.